you got to break some eggs if you're going to make an omelet. And if you want grandma to buy Bitcoin, she's not going to write down a seed phrase, okay? So stop pretending like she will. Cardano, Matic, or OP. I think OP probably has the best odds of a 10x. Cardano's probably the safest 5 to 10x. No. I would say OP has the best chance of 25x. Cardano's probably the safest 5x than the other one. Matic's also good too, but that one does have a pretty high market cap. Filled with the sound of music. Thank you very much. Bought some quant yesterday, just like 5K worth. Hey, you're up 7%. That feels pretty good, right? You're up $350, so congrats on that. All right, let's see. Let's move on here. Where are we at with, do we have Kelly?
We have.
I heard I have
Mr.
the
Kelly
one
Kelly.
and only Kelly Kellum with the coolest last name in combination with the first.
So that's what I'm seeing right now. If we want to look at the last thing I want to show is Cardano. We do have this. I mean, look at this. Is ugly. This could come all the way down here to the 19, 18 cent range, even below that, down to the 15.
I'm glad you said that, because
range.
a lot of people are calling for this 20-cent Cardano. Well, that recent crash, some exchanges, it hit 21 cents.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that was the 20-cent crash or if we have another one, but just a little bit of hopium for the people. Everybody calling for 20-cent Cardano. Well, we hit 21, folks. So maybe that was it. Now, I'm not saying that was the bottom. I'm just saying that could be potential narrative.
I absolutely agree. If I were to bet on this, I would think that this would test this area again and potentially get some sort of wick down below the 20, where all this price action was back here in December 2020. And I want everybody to realize, you felt like you missed it. You have to remember, markets work in cycles. Look at this. Price is giving you an opportunity again. Is this the opportunity again? Depends on your timeline.
Nonetheless, not are all enthused by this development, including Charles Hoskinson. He took a swipe at members of the Bitcoin community actively defending their ETF product. Bitcoiners defending Blackrock is all you need to know about their ethics, mental state, and greed. I have a separate opinion. I think it's a little bit more nuanced. I think it's okay to support decentralization and support, a non-censored form of money. But it's also okay to support, I want it easier for my grandma to buy Bitcoin. I think you can have both those thoughts in your head at the same time. I understand where the fear is coming from. They're going to control it. They're going to suppress it. There might be some element of that, but you got to break some eggs if you're going to make an omelet. And if you want grandma to buy Bitcoin, she's not going to write down a seed phrase, okay? So stop pretending like she will. This is how we make it happen. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to champion the evil people in the dark suits with the briefcases.
Yeah.
But, I think it's okay to just look at this in a nuanced, balanced way.
I mean, DJ, I'm kind of in the boat of, I don't love it, but it's inevitable. It's not stoppable.
All right. How do you feel about it? It's easier for your grandma to buy Bitcoin. Just take that part of it. It's easier
Just the
for
concept of it easier.
a mutual fund. It's easier to have it as an investment portfolio, and it's easier to buy it in your 401k without a tax hit.
So, but even that method, you're talking about grandma calling up her financial advisor and saying, "Hey, get some Bitcoin."
She's much more likely to do that than write down a seed phrase.
Well, couldn't she currently do that right now? Couldn't she just go ahead and call her financial advisor at Fidelity to buy her some Bitcoin? Like, I think that's already there. I hear that concept.
No,
you can't
I push back against that. No, I push
Why
back
not?
against that. Have you ever tried to change a 401k's payment structure or
No,
your investment structure of 401k?
No.
It's not easy. You don't just open up the webpage and they have Bitcoin. They're going to give you 6 options, and these 6 options are all going to be, real estate holdings and this and that. It is really, really difficult to just be like, yeah, put Bitcoin on there. It's not that easy. It is very, very difficult. Anybody back me up who's tried to adjust their 401k investments. It is a difficult process. And so I think this will make it a lot easier. Sure, maybe there's some way, convoluted way, several phone calls, talk to a manager, you get some Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Sure, maybe. But even then, we're looking at futures, not spot. And so it is a lot different. Hi, I'm a grandma and have a couple wallets, so I have seed phrases. Bev, you're killing it. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep Bev McLean. No, that's a clean way to live. I like that. I saw a lot of Cardano, Polygon stuff in the beginning. You know, I'm bullish on both, but I do like Cardano. Are you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna ask you, what right now, what 3 coins that you want to add to your portfolio? What are you gonna add?
Well, I missed the quant pump. If I were to add more, there's a few more. I think the file, I want to get the ones that are scared right now. I want to get the ones that are beaten down. I want to get the ones that are facing all this SEC FUD. I think if there is a potential flip, huge upside. So that would mean a file coin. That would mean, something like a Polygon. That would mean something like Cardano. So maybe those 3. I do like those 3. I think they're a little bit boring. Maybe something a little bit more exciting. Caspa. I'm gonna look into Caspa. A lot of people I like it, so I'm gonna look at it.